Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. It is Cassandra Terry, and today is Wake Up Wednesday. I on social media and have a business in the name of the Manifesting Miracle Maker. I come to you guys 5 times a week, Mondays at midday, noon Central, Tuesday through Friday morning, early morning for me, 7:15 a.m. Central Daylight Time is what we're dealing with right now. And today is the middle of this new week. And on Wednesdays, we talk about being intentional. Good morning, Sierra. So today is Wake Up Wednesday, and we will be talking about intentionality and how it's a way of living, and it's also a tool. It is a tool that can help us move closer and be more efficient at reaching the goals that we have for ourselves. Good morning, Prabir from India. Thank you for joining. Beautiful flowers. Nikki, Diane Gregg, Talented Creole. Y'all have some wonderful names. I love the handles that just kind of bring a smile to your face. Cliff, welcome. I've missed you. It's been a while. Good to see you back. As you guys are joining, it's been a while since I've started with the quote, but when I was looking at intentionality and doing some research and stuff yesterday, there was a quote that I found that I thought that really brought home the importance of intentionality. Let me see if I can bring it up so I don't mess it up. And for those of you who got the invite on most social media, you will see the quote as a part of the live being set up. But let me see if I can find it because it was really good, and I know that if I try to do it from memory, I'm going to mess it up. So give me just a second. Here it comes. Let's see. It says intentional living is the art of making our own choices before others' choices make us. So when you are intentional, you are connected to you, your inner voice, your desires, your values, what it is that you want to accomplish. You're really clear about that. You have that aligned, your goals aligned with your values, and you know at any point in time what it is that you are wanting to accomplish. So you're tapped in. You're tapped into yourself and your own desires. And because that's in the forefront of your mind, the decisions that you make are aligning with those choices, with those desires, I should say. So your desires and your, did I lose the folks on? I don't know if the folks on Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn, you guys may have lost me for a second there. My screen went blank. Hello, Shivanshi. Welcome. It's so good to see you. So we were just talking about being intentional, and I'll reread the quote for those of you who just joined. And basically, it is intentional living is the art of making our own choices before others' choices make us. And that was said by Richie Norton. You can look him up. He's a an author and a and encourages positivity are losing me. Well, you sure did cheer me up. So thank you so much for dropping by. It's always good to see you. I appreciate your presence whenever I have it. You guys on LinkedIn, YouTube, and not Instagram, but Facebook, y'all may be having some. I'm seeing a lot of clicking of the flashing of the screen. So I don't. I think there might be a system upgrade or something going on in the background. So if I happen to lose you, I'll come right back in just as quick as possible. I think you guys on Instagram and TikTok are okay. If y'all can still see me and hear me, maybe somebody can drop me a thumbs up or something so that I know that you're still there. Um, but there's a lot going on my laptop this morning. I can see that. Um, so hopefully we stay connected. So intentionality. When you are intentional, you are not living your life on autopilot. You are consciously making decisions. You're consciously making choices and taking the steps necessary to live the life that you desire. So it starts with you being clear, having that clarity, and doing the work to connect to yourself and know what it is that you are wanting to accomplish. So you have to be really clear about that. And then you measure, you assess all of your activities against that. I saw a heart go by, so I think TikTok is still seeing me, so that's great. I see you, Sonia and Sierra. Thanks for the thumbs up. So you guys are still catching me on IG. What about Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube? If you guys are still seeing me, if we're still connected, give me a thumbs up or something so that I know that you're still there. But if not, I will do my best to upload the video from the other platforms to you guys as well. So what we're talking about is being intentional and how important that is to the having the life that you desire. Once you're clear about what that life is, your yeses and your nos become so much easier because you're evaluating whether or not the way you're spending your time, whatever that activity is, you're evaluating whether or not that aligns with what it is that you're trying to accomplish. A lot of things that come our way are time robbers. They steal our time, they steal our energy, they steal our focus. And sometimes they seem so small. You know, somebody will ask you to do something, it's not that big of a deal. So you're just like, okay, no problem, I'll do it. And before you know it, you've had 4 or 5 of those in any given day, and they compound. They've added up and they've taken away hours from what you intended to get done that day. So those unconscious yeses and sometimes those unconscious nos, because what we have to realize is when we say yes to something, we're basically saying no to everything else, because now we're putting our energy, our focus, our time into that. And since we're doing that, everything else is kind of taking a back seat for the time being. So even though sometimes things seem very, very small, if they don't align with the life that you're trying to build for yourself, if they don't align with what you have set as your intentions or your goals for that day, then a no may be the more appropriate answer. You're in charge, so you get to decide. What I'm asking you to do is actually make that decision. Be conscious of the decision that you're making and give yourself just a second to process it and think about how it aligns with what it is you're trying to accomplish. And if it doesn't, then be okay with the no. So you want to practice mindful decision making. That's what we're talking about here. Before you make decisions, you want to pause and consider the consequences. Ask yourself if what it is that you're about to do, does it align with my values? Does it align with my goals and the long-term vision that I have for my life? Mindful decision making, it reduces those impulses. I'm an impulsive, I can be very, very impulsive. I can get very excited about something. Everything can sound great in the moment. I've got a little bit more time because this thing has happened. It's cleared up some time on my schedule, and I've got all these emails. I have all these requests for meetings and all this stuff, and it all sounds great. So I want to say yes to it all. But in my saying yes to it all, I'm not if I'm not really thinking about what's the best use of my time, what is it that I'm trying to create, then I end up saying yes to activities and getting very busy, but not necessarily being productive. And you guys that have been with me for a while, you know that busy is having a lot of activities going on versus being productive means doing the right activities at the right time to accomplish the goals that you have for yourself. So we want to become consciously moving from a busy life to a productive life. And when you're productive, I think you have more time for you. You'll carve out more time for self-care. Alicia, good morning. You'll carve out more time for self-care. You'll carve out more time to refuel and recharge, because when you're productive, you're more efficient. You're doing the things that are going to get you where you need to go, so you get there a little faster. You're not just all over the place just doing stuff, busy, 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 busy. All that busyness, we can go through an entire day with very little downtime, doing something the entire day. And when the day is over, we can't even, we don't realize what we've accomplished, because we probably haven't accomplished much of anything besides keeping ourselves very, very busy. So think about your time and understand how valuable it is. It's your most precious resource because it's not renewable. You can make more money. You can get more of just about anything except for time. We all get the same 24 hours in every day, and how we use that time sometimes separates those who are winning from those who are struggling to reach their goals. So you have to get really clear with yourself and have a real transparent conversation with you, and take a look at how you spend your days. And you might even want to just write it down for a few days. Actually, just calendar, just write as you go through your day the things that you're spending your time. And then at the end of that day, good morning, Meg. It's good to see you again. At the end of that day, go back and look at all that activity and then evaluate it. It's not something that you're going to beat yourself up about. It's helping you make good decisions. So you're going to evaluate the things that you did throughout that day and then determine if that was the best use of your time. Because with information is power. When you have information, you put yourself in the driver's seat. You're back in control. Because you're conscious and you're not just going through the motions, you can control your calendar. You can block that time and go, from this time to this time, this is what I'm working on. From this time to this time, I'm recharging, I'm resting. From this time to this time, I know these are the things that I've already committed to. So though that time's not available to me, it's already committed. So I'm working with what's left. So, time block, be real conscious about what you're doing with your day, and see how much more fulfilling those days will be, because you'll get to the end of it and you will realize just how much you got done. And it won't be much, how much in terms of the number of activities, but it'll be how much in the terms of progress, seeing yourself take the necessary steps to move from where you are to the goals that you have set for yourself. That's when our time is really valuable. When we take it recharging, we take it connecting with the people that are important to us, and we take it progressing towards the life that we're trying to build. Everything else can take a back seat to that. It really can. But you've got to be conscious of that. But most of us, most of the time, are just doing what it is we've always done. We're going through the motions, and we're not really conscious about the decisions that we're making. From the time you wake up, you're making choice after choice after choice after choice. And I'm just asking you to connect mentally, consciously to those choices, so you realize that. I was thinking, I almost just threw on something, a little house dress this morning, because I had, 15 minutes to get ready for the lives. And then I thought about it. If I just slow down for a second, I can put on what it is I wanted to wear to work today, because I'll be leaving here shortly after the live is over, and I won't be consistently chasing, I'll always feeling like I'm a little bit behind schedule. So I slowed down just a little bit, put a little thought into it, and even made a conscious decision as to, this is one of the shirts that we wear at work. We are a t-shirt company. We can wear whatever we want, but this happens to be one. It says, driven, visionary, bold, and woman be equal. And I absolutely love this shirt. So it was the one I wanted to wear today. So instead of changing twice, I slowed down and really thought about it and made a decision. And it's not that big of a deal. Most of the decisions that we make are small like that, but they compound. If I had made the other choice and just threw on an easy little sundress or something, as soon as the live was over, then I was going to have to run and get ready for work, taking more time, putting me a little bit, squeezing the day just a little bit more. So that's why I say be conscious, because we are making decisions all day long, and all decisions have some level of consequence. It may not be that big of a deal. It would have robbed me of another 10, 15 minutes if I had made the other choice. Wouldn't have been that big of a deal. I don't punch a clock. I don't have to be there at a particular time, but I happen to have a lot to do. So the more time I can manage to have to for productivity when I get to the office, the better. So just little choices all day long. before I go to bed every night, I set up all of my devices and I have the lives all ready to go. So pretty much all I have to do is push go. So that's time in my morning that I don't have to spend typing in the name of each live, making sure the lighting and stuff, everything stays pretty much the same. All I do is bring my phone in, put it in the cage, and that gets my Instagram going. Everything is set up, button, and I'm ready to go. I could do it in the morning, but that's 15 minutes of setup that I don't have to worry about. It takes me 2 minutes to get the day started now because I make a conscious decision to set it up at night. And so little things is giving me little increments of time back. And what does that time mean? If I'm tired in the morning, I don't have to get up quite as early because I know I'm all prepped to go and I'm pushing buttons to get the day started. Or I've got a few more minutes for of calm and peace and being intentional and thinking about my day before I start it. That's time that I get to spend as I see fit. I want you to think about your time the way you think about your money. You're spending that time all day, every day. But are you aware of how you're spending it? Or are you just passing it out all day long and not even realizing what you've done with it by the time the day is up? So think about your time and budget your time like you would do your income, because you can make more money. You can't make more time. So it's so important that we budget it and that we use it wisely. So think about your time like that. What's the best use of that resource throughout each day? So that's what mindful decision making is. We're making decisions all the time. I'm just asking you to connect to them and be mindful. Build that budget. That's what that time blocking that I talk about on my calendar. I block out the first part of my morning, the early morning, so that I don't have people scheduling meetings for me before the workday starts, because then that means I won't be able to do this. So I block that time off so it's not available on my calendar. I know that I've got work hours that I've got to get specific things done. So I don't just block off and say, this is when I'm working. I'll block off and say, from this time to this time, I'm working on employee evaluations. From this time to this time, I'm working on the slide deck for this meeting that's coming. I get really specific. So when I look at my calendar, not only is the time protected for me to get some things done, but I don't have to think about what it is I intended to do with that time. It's planned right there. And it makes your day smoother. It makes your day go better, and it makes it more efficient and keeps you on track. So, mindful decision making is a tool that will help you maintain your intentionality and help you create the things, the life that it is that are working to create. Boss Twin, welcome back. All right, and then after mindful decision making, I've talked about this a little bit, and it's about aligning your actions with your values. When you understand who you are at your core and what's important to you at your core, what your values really are, and then the goals that you set for yourself align with that, then your intentions and your values are working together, and that's motivating you, that's pushing you along, that's giving you reason to keep going. When they don't align and they're more incongruent, you've got this internal conflict. Something just doesn't feel right. You keep talking about doing these things, but for one reason or another, you really don't do it. And sometimes it's because the goals that you have set for yourself may not really be that relevant to you. Maybe it's what you believe important people in your life think you should be doing. Maybe it's what your childhood, your upbringing said you should have out of life. Maybe it's what you see on TV and society is saying everybody should do this. This is the next great thing. And so you're trying to keep up with all of that. The likelihood of you actually winning in that space is small, because it's not the things that really align with your core. So you have to be really self-aware. You have to know what's important to you, and then make sure that you're creating goals that align with that. Now you're more likely to put in the effort. Now you're more likely to get up and do it, even when you're having one of those days where you really don't want to do anything, or you're not feeling that motivated. when it's things that are important to you, they really align with your goals. Then your values, your goals and your values are congruent. They're working together, and you're intentional about the energy and the effort that you're putting into them. It's going to be hard to stop you. It's going to be hard to stop you. You are in alignment. You've got all things working together. The energy, that's the physical that you're putting into it. The aligning the cores, the values and your goals. That's kind of the mental and the emotional that you're putting into it. You're aligning yourself. Can you imagine how well and strong this is compared to that? You're just kind of all over the place. I think we learned in, what is it, geometry, years ago. Go back to school with me. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So you have to plot what that line is. What are the steps that are going to get you from point A to point B, and put your energy into those steps, and you're going to get there a lot faster. Life will throw us curveballs. So sometimes our straight line is not quite straight because something comes along and it moves us in one direction or another. That's okay. But if you're really locked in and you're aware of what it is that you're working towards, you can see a lot faster when you veered off course, and then you'll make the decisions that are necessary to get you right back on course. Because we're human, so things are going to happen. Life is going to keep lifing, and sometimes it'll throw us curveballs that we didn't expect. But when you are committed to building a particular life, or creating a lifestyle, or accomplishing particular goals, when you know what that is, you can know at any point in time whether or not the energy that you're spending is getting you there or not. That's what being conscious is about. That's what aligning your actions and values and being self aware. When all that's working together, it's hard to stop you. Things can get in the way that may slow you down, but you'll get right back in there because you've got a plan and you've committed to that plan. And that plan is something that really matters to you. It's aligned with your values. And the one thing, if nothing else, I hope you guys have heard me say over and over again, and it really resonates with you: take small steps. Me getting up this morning and choosing to dress for the next part of my day instead of just throwing something on, little bitty step, but that's time I got back. Setting my stuff up last night instead of this morning, small step, but it was time that I had this morning that I wouldn't otherwise have had. So all of those steps are coming together to prepare me for the day that I have ahead. And that's how you think about it. And you take small steps. What's my big goal? What is it that I want to accomplish? And it could be today. There's some things that I absolutely want to get knocked off my plate today. I know what those things are. And so I'll take small steps towards them, and then I'll reassess at the end of the day. Did I get there or not? If I didn't get there, guess what's on the top of the list tomorrow? The things that are going to help me wrap up what I've got planned. And so it keeps you focused. Being intentional keeps your goals right in front of you and has you doing the necessary work for you to actually get there. And we all are capable, and we all have so much more control than we realize. And that's what I'm trying to remind you of every single day. Whether we're talking about mindset or transformation or goal setting, whatever the case may be, the underlying message is two main things: that the inner voice wins, the voice within wins. So, how you see yourself and what you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself, that internal messaging that's playing all the time, that's what's controlling the life that you have. That's what's in the background quietly making the decisions that you think that you're making. That inner voice is telling you what you can and can't do, what you should and shouldn't do, what's safe, what's not. So you have to tap in and have that self awareness and see how you're really feeling about yourself. So we're going to talk about that all the time. Know what your inner voice is saying, and where it's saying things that are harmful, do the work to reframe that. Let's get that cleaned up. And then underneath it all, we have the power. We have so much more power than what we realize. We're not victims to our thoughts. We're not victims to our emotions. We're not even victims completely to the circumstances that are happening around us. We may not be able to really control those circumstances, but we can control our experience of those things based on what we're focused on, based on, are we looking at the problem or are we looking for solutions? Am I grateful and focused on the things that I have, or am I, so depressed because all I can see is lack in the things that I don't have? Right or wrong, find out the answer to questions like that. There's no right or wrong answer. There's just the answer. And once you have that, now you've got another level of control, because you have another level of self-awareness. And where there's awareness, there's the ability to affect change. You can start to do the work. Where you discover a spot that's not what you want it to be, that's where you dig in and start to do the work. When you work on those things, now you start to free your life up for better, for greater, for more. You see the abundance, you see the possibilities, because you're not just so bogged down by the problems and everything that's going on around you. Even when you can't affect the exterior, you can affect the interior. And by doing the inner work, you change how you experience what's going on outside. You really do. You really do. You can change what you're focused on, and that will change how you experience the life that you're living. That's why mindset is so important. And then as you're doing that, you're making the good decisions because you're clear on the goals that you have for yourself, and you're making the decisions that are going to aid you in accomplishing those goals. Life is just a series of decisions and consequences. We're making decisions as a consequences of those decisions that we made. Boston twin, boss twin, thank you so much for the rose. I appreciate that. So all day long, decision after decision after decision. And then each decision comes with its own consequence, positive or negative. Consequences are, it sounds like, I mean, when you hear consequence, it sounds like that's something negative. But it just really means a result, a response to what you've done. There's some response to that that's going to happen. It could be positive or it could be negative. It just is. And so you think about, if I do this, have a good day, welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. I love when I think it's a she, when Have a Good Day joins. I get to say have a good day multiple times. So I just enjoyed the handle, the TikTok handle. So welcome, and Have a Good Day always actually is really engaging and has great comments as well. And it's great when I start to see the same faces. I love when I get new people in, and then when you come back, that's exciting because that says something brought you back. There's something that's resonating. You're getting something out of the space, and that encourages me to keep going. So I really appreciate you guys for being here, and have a good day. We're just about done, um, but it's recorded everywhere. If you want to tap into what we've talked about. So today has been all about being intentional, and we started with the quote: "Intentional living is the art of making our own choices before others' choices make us." If we're just living our lives responding to what's going on around us, then we're not in the driver's seat. We are not the ones that are in control of how we're spending our time. Whoever we're responding to, whatever we're responding to, that's where the control really is. So becoming intentional about your decisions and how you spend your time, that's what puts you back in the driver's seat of your own life. Oh, looks like I may have lost my laptop for real this time. It's a complete black screen. So if I lost you guys on, there you are. Maybe you're back. I think I lost you guys on Facebook and Instagram, not Instagram, but Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn for a bit. But I think I'm back now. And I was just kind of wrapping up by saying that when you are intentional and mindful in the decisions that you're making, then you put yourself in control. You put yourself in control of your life and how you're spending your time and your energy. Shabadul, welcome. I saw you come in a little bit earlier, and I was kind of in the flow and didn't have a chance to acknowledge you. So thank you for joining as well. Have a good day. You asked where you could catch the replay. I don't know. You're on TikTok, is how you're seeing me. I'll have to check TikTok itself and see where how the if the live replays are still. I can see them, but I don't know if people who follow me can see them. But I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram as Manifesting Miracle Maker. And the replays are on all of those forms of social media as well. So let's see. Somebody else is saying something. Okay. All right. I think I got you. I think I got your questions answered. Anybody else have questions or comments? I think I've responded to everything that's been said. So, in a nutshell, we are wrapping up today's broadcast, and I want to thank you guys for joining. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, 7:15 a.m. Central, and tomorrow is Thursday. So Thursday is our day of gratitude, Thankful Thursday. So we'll talk about gratitude and using it as a tool to to accomplish the life that we have, using it as the life that we desire, using it as a tool to help us with our mindset, help us to focus and have that positive growth mindset, so that we're always aware of our control and our ability to learn and to do differently where things are not working well for us. So I mentioned to you guys, have a good day. I mentioned to you guys yesterday that I'm in the middle of, or at the beginning of, forming a group training session. So, for those of you who don't know me, in addition to the day job, um, where I've coached for several years, I started my own coaching business about a year ago, and, and coaching outside of the company. And I'm forming a group coaching cohort that I can take up to 10. I think six is probably the sweet spot, but 6 to 10 folks in a group setting, where we'll be working on the concepts that we talk about all the time. I've got a training class called the 6 C's to eliminate self-limiting beliefs. And we'll spend some time really working through that, working on goal setting, working on each individual I'll interview before and get a real good understanding of what it is they'd like to accomplish. And although we're going to be working together as a group, each individual will be working on their own thing. Just the lessons will be a group. We're going to start August the 7th, and we'll meet every other Monday for an hour and a half at 6:30 p.m. Central. And we'll have a week where we meet, we work on a particular lesson, and then you'll have the following week to actually apply that lesson and to work on your individual homework, which is really something that's going to be moving you towards the goal that you have set for those 9 weeks that we're together. And then we come back the following week, we'll check in on how the implementation of that part of the training went, and then we'll have the new lesson, and we'll follow that all the way through. I think October the 2nd will be the last day, so it's 9 weeks, from August the 7th through October the 2nd. I had 3 or 4 people show interest yesterday, so I have everything. I sent them what they were the information, more details about the course, the training, the cost, and all that good stuff. So if you're interested, by all means, drop me a DM or leave me a comment with your email address, and I'll forward everything over to you so you can take a look and decide whether or not you want to join our cohort. It is called some Zia is saying you can't hear me on TikTok. Have a good day. I know you were still here. Are you able to hear me? And Boss Twin, I think I actually brought you into the live because I can kind of see you in the corner. Are you able to hear me? Have a good day. Okay, Zia. So now you can. All right. Thank you, Zia, for letting me know. I was just talking about the upcoming cohort. It's called Clearing the Path, and it's really a summation of all the things that we talk about Monday through Friday on these lives. It's about connecting to your inner voice, hearing that inner voice, and becoming aware of your own internal messaging. And then we'll do the where you find areas of work. I've got activities, and we'll work together as a group and things that you can do on your own as well to really start to reframe that negative messaging and get rid of things that are standing between you and the life that you wanted to build. And then we'll move into getting really clear, gaining clarity around your goals and the things that you'd like to accomplish. And then after that, we actually will build a plan. So by the time the 9 weeks are up, you'll have your roadmap. You'll have the clarity of the life that you're trying to build, the goals that you have set for yourself, and you'll have a documented roadmap with daily activities that you're committing uh, to to accomplish those goals. So that's the Clearing the Path cohort. It's going to start August the 7th and run through October 2nd. So we'll be together over a 9 week period for an hour and a half every other Monday at 6:30 p.m. Central. So if you guys are interested in that, by all means, reach out. If that's a little bit more intensive than what you're interested in, I've got some self-paced online courses. There's a mini course that's no charge at all that you can tap into to learn a little bit more about the program and the teaching methods and the things that I primarily focus on. That's available to you at no charge. And then if you are interested in that, then you can move forward. And tap into some of the more detailed things that I have available. So just shoot me an email, or not an email, but a comment or a DM with your email address, and I'll get over everything to you, pricing, and kind of the layout of the cohort. So that is it for today, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. Be intentional. Be intentional. Be clear about what it is you want to do with your day, what you would like to have accomplished by the end of the day, and then put your actions into that. If you do that, you'll find your life and your days fulfilled and accomplishing because you're accomplishing the things that are important to you. So with that, I am going to call it a day. I will be back here tomorrow at 7:15 where a.m. Central, and we will focus on gratitude tomorrow. I am grateful for each and every one of you and the time you spent with me today. I'll see you back here tomorrow, 7:15. Bye, guys.